Yodele hee shalom, shalom. How's everybody doing? I pray much blessings over everyone. I wanted to do another video and share with you some things. You know, I've been posting some things, and a couple of months ago, I was writing them out, and I think it just might be best for me to express these things in a video for anybody that cares. So I'm gonna title this one. I'm gonna title, "What Happened?" All right. So I'm sure there's been a couple of questions and eyebrow raisers of some of the content that I've written for the last couple of months, and then wondering what's the outcome of these type of things. So to back up a little bit, to share this testimony with you guys of what the Creator has shown me. I'm grateful to experience it, so I can share it with you. So I don't know if you guys know, but I started an audio production company, and building it out, still building it out in this room right here, and in all the extensions of the business world. So what we intended to do was, the business was intending to initially launch with instrumental sales in the instrumental market. And I initially intended to do that in December. I went in December on this business trip, and I want to share some of the things that I experienced there. First and foremost, where did I conduct this trip at? I went to New York City. I'm originally from New York City, but I haven't been in New York City in like 10 years, and that was for a very short time. And then before that, it was a while before that. So there's one thing though, that being a youth that had to live on his own, this is one thing that you just don't forget when New York City becomes kind of like a cousin that you grow up with, if you will. There's a familiarity, and there's an availability, an understanding there. So anyway, I don't think that's ever left me, and it's actually one of the things that culturally I've held on to, as long as, like I said in other videos, as long as you can weed out the things through the things that should keep us balanced, which for me, in my faith that I follow in the Bible, is the Torah. You know what I mean? Those expectations, those commandments, those mitzvah, those statutes, standards, laws, and ways. Because they bring forth blessings. Hallelujah. They've never not proven that. So going there to New York City was something that I was under the impression, from the familiarity and the understanding that I have, that my city operates a certain way. It's kind of an edge if you know how to operate in those areas like that. So what I did was, I went down. Let's cut it straight. I went down to the Bronx, and I'm like, all right, I got business to conduct in Manhattan, but it's a whole lot easier. And this was before the whole congestion thing really jumped off the way it was, right? But I'm gonna be like, boom, I'm gonna park in the Bronx. A dude like me, like I'm not too fond of hotels. So I was trying to find other accommodations to make sure that I'm able to smoothly negotiate myself from the north of New York City and hop in the subway and go handle what I got to handle, right? So I did that, and You know, I parked in the hood. I parked like around 149th Grand Concourse, or somewhere around there. A couple other spots I parked in a couple other days, because it's all good for me anyway. Um, and I'm walking around, and this is my borough. And do you, wherever you grown up, have you ever had a connection with um, that one tree, or maybe that one pond, or maybe that one place in your town, or that village where you grew up, that one spot? You know what I mean? Um, there's certain things that take you to a place of of familiarity to the point of home. And you know, there's not as many trees, there's not as many ponds, and there's there's not as many um, hills and stuff like that in urban areas like that. So we have corners and streets and buildings and certain things that maybe to the human being that is not from there um, seems very meaningless. And in a sense, it could be because it's just brick, mortar, concrete, right? But we have our home attachments in our development attached to that. And I don't want to get into a spiritual conversation about what that could be. Anyway, so as I'm there, as I'm home, all over, I've been in the world, many different countries, and I haven't caught the euphoric home feeling than coming out of the subway in the Bronx. It just is what it is. Once it come out, bam. You know what I mean? It's like, there's home. um, so as I'm in the midst of doing that, I'm sensing something, and I'm keeping it to myself. But I like to think of myself to be spiritually aware. Let's say I discern. You know what I mean? And as I'm in the midst of attempting to go to, sessions in the city, and to link up in meetings, and to contact whoever I need to contact to launch this business that was intended for a business trip of 2 weeks, um, I saw myself. And then when I got out in the city, I, this city has a way where expression is abstract compared to other places, but from deep inside, it's raw. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that so much in my city. I appreciate learning that in my youth. Um, and I express that way sometimes. And I've been such a weirdo in so many other places on earth when I've expressed myself at that capacity. I felt like, oh man, now I'm home. Let me go around and and be in that area of expression. And then, just like when I was in the Bronx and I was negotiating myself in those streets in Manhattan, and in those places in the village, West Village, and stuff like that. Man, I'm picking up the vibe there too. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of got heartbroken. And let me explain to you why I got heartbroken. I got heartbroken because I'm seeing a revamp of a drug that I ain't see I ain't see people do the dope fiend lean since I was a little boy. I'm gonna talk off the cuff here right now. You know what I'm saying? And to see the state that it was in really bothered me. It bothered me to see the social decay at this level. And then I'm coming here for a come up. I'm coming here turning down six figure after six figure position. So, and trying to negotiate launching this business here in this city. And I'm coming to a conclusion of where the creator has communicated with me before 10 years ago of how can I negotiate myself as a servant of his in a position like that. What is it going to take? You get what I'm saying? And as I'm revisiting that message from 10 years later, walking these streets, and experiencing this heartache that I'm experiencing. I'm not gonna be a dude who's gonna play myself and just pretend like everybody else and just walk over stuff and just pretend it's not there and just make sure my pockets are good. I'm not gonna do that. That's not how I'm wired, mishpacha. So I went for a readjustment. I spent what was it? I spent a few days there. I spent like a few 5 days maybe, and I came back. I came back for the readjustment, and here's the readjustment. The readjustment is that although the business can operate smoothly in, uh, let's say, the commercial market, I'm gonna launch in the gospel market, and I believe that this business obviously is going to negotiate. Yehovah is gonna take it and make it negotiate where he wants it to be. And I've already seen what he showed me that it's probably gonna touch these areas as well. But um, I think he wants me to dedicate um, these things in a certain direction. And the reason why I say launch in the gospel market instead of the business launching from instrumental sales, um, we're gonna launch with an album, and in the gospel arena is where we're gonna launch it. So this leaves up a whole lot of other projects that I had in my portfolio to do what Yehovah wants me to do with it, and place him where He wants me to place him. And there's a couple of opportunities. Some people are gonna hear from me. Some people have heard from me, and where I'm gonna move some of that work in certain areas in righteousness before we launch these this album and these projects that we're doing that with. So this has been the readjustment, Mishpacha. This has been what the Creator sometimes has to break our heart, because I'm kind of thick-skinned with certain things, and I believe with this particular topic that he showed me to break my heart for, that only he could. I wouldn't have let Adam do it to me. And, you know, I went down there, boots on the ground, experienced some things for a readjustment. Hallelujah. Because the readjustment has still, like, day by day been playing out in him showing us how beautiful it's going to be. So that's where you can focus your prayers on us. Hallelujah. But I want to share something at the end of this right now. I want to end with sharing this. And like I said, I'm a faith-based human being that's focused on my faith-based convictions in in my life, and in commitment and walking out the commandments that are written in the Bible. Um, and this is where my focus is in negotiating the steps that I make, even in my business. So I'm gonna share something very faith-based. Um, I don't know how people receive insight, clairvoyance, inspiration, or things like that. But like I said, I'm a faith. That's my focus is on my faith-based convictions, and I do believe I receive, and we all receive, some communication from our Creator all the time. I mean, I don't think it ends. I think it's constantly happening. I don't. I'm not gonna say 24 hours a day, because my idea of time might be a little weird for people, but constantly. Hallelujah. I mean, and I want to share with you a quick little story. Um, Back when I was in Germany, I was experiencing something that was quite a bit of adversity, and um, it had to do with other human beings. Do you get what I'm saying? And their actions, right? And the creator communicated something that I was able to understand. And how he communicated it was with using a reference that I was seeing right in front of me. And I was looking at crows on this little fence squawking. And he reminded me by asking me questions, and I was answering them, right? Um, Basically, what's the limit of advance of these crows to you? You know, I know they're not gonna eat me up. I'm not gonna let them. They're crows. They could, but I won't let them. You know what I mean? So, what's the limit of advance of their bolerance up to you? And it's just, I mean, merely the stalking. Is that all? Is that all, Adam? And what are you worried about? You get what I'm saying? So that was a level of understanding, and I believe that the creator does this in my life where he shows animals in front of me and sometimes communicates lessons through what I'm looking at. Um, the other day, I'm looking out our back window, and we have this beautiful river behind our back window. And we see eagles fly by sometimes. It's awesome. I've never seen stuff like that till we came around here, and it's a beautiful experience. And I've learned something about eagles. Eagles are unapologetically eagles. Like they their excellence is unmatched. It seems like when you see them amongst other things that fly around in the Shemaim or the heavens. Um, and as the weather has been warming up, there's different things. Geese are coming back, and other things are flying around. Normally, they're patrol grounds when it's like blizzard type stuff out here. They patrolling, and nobody out here, no other birds out here. Then, but I saw this hawk in the back. I was looking out, and he was circling around. He was looking. He was getting ready to get some food. He was about to eat, and I'm looking, and I'm looking at that, and out of nowhere, um, this eagle comes by, and I'm telling you, this is what I interpreted, but it really felt like his attitude was doing this on purpose. The eagle, instead of flying on a different portion of the river, because he was more towards my side where our um, vegetation is. That's where he was looking to hunt. So the eagle, instead of going across the river, chooses to do what he wants to do. And what he wanted to do, I don't know what he wanted to do, but when he came through, he, the hawk is circling and the eagle comes through. And it's like his attitude was like, you can even see on how he was positioning his glide, that he was like, man, later for this dude trying to hunt, I'm coming through. And I once again felt this feeling that I was being communicated. I was getting a communication here, and questions and answers. And there's no need to worry when you're serving the creator and you're about his business. Um, there's actually no real fails in all reality. Um, a lot of people can see that in a non-biblical lifestyle. If you can see learning experiences, but when dedicated to the creator and you truly are dedicated to him and you're about his business, um, you know you can't look at situations as if you know you're at fault for destroying your life. How? You're serving him. This is what he put you through. All right, next. You get what I'm saying? So let that be an encouragement. And um, thank you for sitting here and listening to this testimony of what happened. Stay tuned. Some of you have already heard from us. Some of you will hear from us about the sharing of some of this work that is not going to the instrumental market. That is most definitely um, going to be used for righteousness. Hallelujah. I mean, and keep us in prayer. Keep us uplifted so that when we do this launch for this album, these albums, stay tuned, and other projects in the gospel market, that you guys are able to be a part of the listening experience of that. And hallelujah for that. So I want to leave you with this blessing. May Yehovah bless you and keep you, be gracious unto you, shine his light, lift his countenance upon you, and bless you and yours and your homes with shalom. In Hamashiach, Yeshua's name, power, and authority, I pray. Amen. Be amen. 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 Much love and blessings, Mishpacha. Shalom. Shalom.